Good morning, students. Today we begin the last unit 6, and this unit has got only one lesson. Daddy's enduring script. DURING, enduring script. Of course, according to the CGBSE, the revised syllabus, it comes as a last unit 6. But according to the book, I think it is third unit. It comes under third unit and the last lesson. This lesson talks about this girl. She is the author, and it is her father, who was a writer, who was first a radio journalist, and then he resigned his job to pursue his passion. The passion is to be a freelance writer. Freelance means someone who is self-employed, someone who writes and then sells his writings to the different magazines or different publishers. Okay, and he also writes stories for the movies. So a freelance writer does his writing and then gives a copyright to different producers for a film, or for a serial, or for a write-up in a magazine, and so on. So we are going to study about this particular person, and what was the one thing that he loved a lot, and how this particular girl was inspired by her late father, and how she comes as a kind of witness that each one, we have got our own passion hidden within us, and we have to rediscover that passion. Passion, PASSION, passion. We all have got our own passion, our own interests, and we have to rediscover them. No matter discover, sorry, rediscover, DISCOVER. Okay, so we rediscover our hidden passion, right? No matter what all obstacles we face in our life, what all limitations we have, but still, when our passion is so strong, then we can very easily bring it out. And another thing, that all our parents have got trust in us. They put their trust. Trust means that my son or my daughter will one day will earn a respect for me. Okay, he will be a good person in the society, or she will be a good person in the society, or he will contribute to the goodness of the society, or she will contribute to the goodness of the society, so that in my son or in my daughter I will find that respect which I always want to have. So that is the dream of every parents. Okay, so how this girl is able to fulfill the dream of her father, this is exactly what we are going to see in this lesson. Of course, it's a simple English, you can very easily understand. I will just read through slowly. If there is any anything need, then of course I will try to explain to you. Okay, right, we will move on to the lesson. Daddy's enduring script. Of course, enduring means something that always continue. Okay, something that always continues. Okay, forever. Okay, so continue forever. That is the meaning of enduring. Script means a writing. Okay, seated in our drawing room. So drawing room, it's a place where we sit and study. We read. We actually relax. Usually the big people, like rich people, they have got so many rooms in their house. Okay, so one could be a bedroom. There is a separate place where people sleep. Okay, bedroom. Then dining room. Okay, where people they eat together. And then there is a living room in which they receive the relatives, or they relax. And there's a drawing room. Drawing room is almost like a living room. Okay, so where they sit, they do their work, the children do their homework, or the parents they sit and do their office work, and so on. So that is a drawing room. Okay, so this girl, so who is that girl whom we find here in the picture? So she was a girl. Now she is recounting her own story, her own experience as a small girl, Amara Bhavani Dev. Okay, so she is a girl who is writing who is sharing her experience. Right, seated in our drawing room, Daddy quietly wrote into the night. The green ink from his fountain pen turning thoughts into words in his beautiful handwriting, which means very simple. She simply puts it that so Daddy has been writing something, and then Daddy has been turning all his thoughts into pen. You take a pen and you write. What happens? Whatever you think, no, whatever things that is in your brain, it comes down to your hand and you put them into writing. So that is the art of writing, handwriting. Okay, so you give a shape to the thought. So the girl says, Daddy is giving a shape to his own thoughts through his pen, and he is quietly writing into the night. Means he sits late night and he is writing. Probably it could be 11 o'clock, 11:30 or 12 o'clock. Usually, after 10 o'clock, you find everything to be very peaceful. Okay, and if you are a writer, your thought pattern is very, very, very active during the late night, because everything is calm and quiet, and therefore you can write. Okay, you have beautiful, clear thoughts, and that thought could be put into words, and there is no one to disturb you. No noise, nothing can disturb you. So Daddy is writing something late into the night. My mother and little sister would be fast asleep in their bedroom. So as usual, that author, her mother and her younger sister, they are sleeping. They are fast asleep in the bedroom. But I sat huddled in a blanket on a cane chair opposite his desk and watched. So this girl, she is not asleep like her mother and sister. What she does, she huddle means now it's the cold season, right? So what do? Usually you cover yourself with a shawl, okay, blanket. Now this girl, what she is doing? So naturally it is cold at night, okay, but father is writing and she wants to give company to her father. So what she does, she just covers herself with a blanket. The huddle means as you do know, just cover yourself and then you sit. That's the meaning of huddle. Huddle means you cover yourself and sit with a blanket. That's a huddle. So she sat huddled in a blanket on a cane chair. Cane chair means a wooden chair. Cane chair opposite to his desk where father is writing, and she is watching her father writing. It was 1960s. In the year 1960. So it all happens 1960s means could be 1961 or 1962. Okay, so that is the 1960s. We lived in Chennai. Chennai, you all know. Chennai is the capital city of a state called Tamil Nadu, right? Okay, so I was born in Chennai. So I am from Chennai, right? So Chennai is a place, a city that has given life to so many people. Usually people from all over Tamil Nadu or even all over India, they come to Chennai with the hope that they can live. So Chennai gives hope to the people. Okay, there are many cine stars, many actors and actresses and so on. They all have their own humble beginnings. They come to Chennai with no money, but what happens? They find their opportunity being appreciated and welcomed, and they become great stars, like Rajinikanth, okay, like Amitabh Bachchan and so on. Okay, so Chennai is a place that gives hope. So these people, that particular family of the author, when she was young, they are living in Chennai. So we lived in Chennai in a smiling, modest house with whitewashed walls and green windows, a big garden around it, and an inviting porch. Okay, so they are living in a very beautiful house, she says, with a beautiful garden, okay, green windows and so on. To help make ends meet means to live life, to live their livelihood. Okay, that's a so we work and we earn money so that we can live. So that is the meaning of to help make ends meet. My parents had rented out half the house. So the house is quite big, and therefore what they do, they have rented out the half house so that they also get a rent from their house. Okay, right. But Daddy was a freelance writer. I told you in the beginning of the lesson, freelance means a self-employed writer. He is not bound by any companies or any organizations or any publishers. Okay, he writes on his own and he sells his writing. That's a freelance writer, contributing short stories to Tamil magazines and scripts for films. Although the film offers were few and far between. Okay, so what he does as a freelance writer, he is writing short stories to. There are many Tamil magazines. Okay, so he is writing short stories to the Tamil magazines and scripts for films. So every film has got its own story. So that author, no, Amara's father, writes even script for many films, although the film offers were very less, okay, very few. Before I was born, before the author was born, he had once held a steady, well-paying job in Trivandrum as Malayalam news reader. His name was Nagargoil K. Batmanabhan, known to all India radio listeners in Kerala. So, before this girl was born, what happens? Her father, as a bachelor, he was working. He had a very nice job. He was working in a radio station, All India radio station, and he was working as a Malayalam news reader. And his name was famously known as Nagargoil K. Batmanabhan. So Nagargoil means it's a southern city which is very close to Kerala. And of course, it is part of Tamil Nadu. It's closer to Kanyakumari, and he is basically from this particular town, and therefore he was always known as Nagargoil K. Batmanabhan. Okay, he was a Malayalam news reader. He had a very nice, very powerful, nice voice. Then what happened? He had suddenly resigned from AIR, All India Radio, to pursue with relentless passion his dream of being a writer. But what happened? Even though he had a very nice job that gives him so much of income, money, but what he did, he resigned his job. Why? Because he wanted to pursue. Pursue means to continue. To continue. CONTINUE, to continue. Pursue means to continue. To continue with this relentless passion. Relentless means something that cannot stop you. That's the name of relentless passion. His dream of writing, being a writer. He always wanted to become a writer. Okay, so in order to pursue that dream of being a writer, what he did first, he resigned a job, his steady job that was giving him more money. Okay, among Daddy's friends, Daddy's early friends in Chennai were actors Gemini Ganesan and Nagesh, the comedian. So these two are very famous actors in Tamil Nadu. No, both are not alive now, but they were actually superstars. So Gemini Ganesan was a superstar, just like MGR, Shivaji. Okay, he was more famous than even Amitabh Bachchan in those years, 1960s. Okay, and Nagesh, he was the best comedian in Tamil Nadu. Okay, in Tamil film industry, Nagesh, the comedian. So these two were his friends. Okay, so Gemini Ganesan, continued to visit us even after he became famous. Okay, so all these actors, they had their own humble beginnings, as I told you. Okay, first they started as a street actors, and then slowly they became cine actors. They started acting the films. Okay, so Gemini Ganesan was a close friend of author's father, even as he was a small street actor. But even after he became very famous, still he continued to visit his old friend, the author's father, Nagargoil K. Batmanabhan, okay, whom we saw in the picture. So he continued to visit him even after he became famous. I would look out, starstruck, as this blue Fiat, it's a car brand, drove in. He would tease my handsome dad, calling him Maplai. Okay, now what happened? This girl says, whenever I see him, we are always star-struck when we see the actors. Take for example, if you happen to see Amitabh Bachchan coming to your village, and what will you feel? You feel kind of star-struck, because you have been seeing him in TV or in the films, but immediately he comes as a person. If you see, you will be really wonderstruck. That's the meaning of starstruck. So this girl says, no, he was a superstar coming into my house. Okay, so I was really surprised. I used to be really starstruck. And whenever he comes into the house, Gemini Ganesan would call his father as Mapilai. So Mapilai is a common term in Tamil, language Tamil, means like cousin. Okay, so Mapila is a word for bridegroom in Tamil, and we also call it it's also another name for cousin. Okay, so he will call him Mapilai. Okay, no, because the author says my father used to be very very handsome. Therefore, he used to call him Mapilai whenever he enters into my house, and the two would go on talking shop, which means they will be go on talking because they are friends, no. Okay, so they will go on talking about their life, their experience, what they are working at, and so on. One thing Daddy had gained early from his writing was mummy. Okay, so one thing the girl says that Daddy got from his writing was her mummy. Okay, so how her daddy was able to get her wife, that other's mummy. An English literature graduate and avid reader, she was a fan of Daddy's magazine stories. Okay, so before being married, that author's mother was an English literature student, a graduate student, and she used to continuously read the short stories written by her father as he was a young bachelor. So what happened? She was very much taken up by those stories written by that particular person called Nagargoil K. Padmanabhan. And what happened? She had a love towards him. Okay, so slowly that appreciation, okay, that fascination became a love. Okay, right. The two became pen pals and met and got married. Although the doe-eyed beauty from Bangalore was no Brahmin like Daddy. What happened? That person was a Brahmin. Her father was a Brahmin, but mother is from Bangalore. Okay, so doe-eyed means big eye, beauty. Okay, so beautiful eyes. She is very beautiful. She is from Bangalore, but she wasn't Brahmin like her father. Okay, but even though she wasn't the Brahmin, but still her daddy loved her, and then both got married. Okay, so father and mother, they got married. Irrespective of their caste difference, it was a huge leap of faith to marry intercaste in those days. Just imagine 1960s, a Brahmin marrying a ordinary girl is something you cannot think of. Okay, so it was a huge thing for a Brahmin to marry non-Brahmin. Okay, so it's an intercaste marriage. She says it was a huge leap of faith to marry intercaste in those days. As I sat there watching Daddy, I wondered what he would write every day. So this girl, whenever Daddy writes something at night, she will sit and she will wonder what Daddy is really writing. Okay, I knew how he always worked on his next story at night, even as he was working on his current one at the film studios. Okay, now every day, even though Dad is currently writing for a film, but still he will always think about the new stories. Okay, so he will keep on saying that one day the story that I am writing will become a hit. Okay, so my big hit is just a script away. He would smile, his deep dimples showing. Okay, so every day it happens. Every day he was always the hope that one day his writing will become something very famous. Okay, so my big hit is just a script away. Aren't you sleepy? Okay, so the father will ask her daughter, okay, now are you not feeling sleepy? No, I would mumble. Means with a quiet voice. No, you just talk to yourself. Mumble means just mumbling. No, the girl would say she would mumble. Although I would often doze off in the chair, and he would carry me to bed next to mom. Okay, so even though the girl is sitting there every day, the author is sitting there every day observing her father writing, and now and then father will speak about his stories and so on. Okay, so sometimes she will fall asleep. Okay, then what her father will do, he will carry her and then take her to bed. Okay, next to her mother. I would dream of reams of white paper filled with green writing and of valiant heroes. Good always triumphed over evil, and dad's heroes were always good. Okay, so she says, every day I will dream of so many papers, white papers. Okay, and I will also dream of the valiant heroes. Okay, heroes of my daddy's stories. Okay, how good and powerful they were, how they won over evil. So all these dreams she used to get. When I was 10, he gave me Harper Lee's novel, To Kill a Mockingbird. A rather new book then. Just one story like that is enough for lifetime, he said. So one day, her father presented her with a novel, a beautiful book called To Kill a Mockingbird. Okay, it's a new book. Uh, so he will say, just one story like that is enough for a lifetime. Okay, so he will say, after giving that book, he used to say, no, there is only one story like this. It would be enough. If it is a hit, then people know who he is. Okay, so it will be a lifetime achievement, he said. I sensed the longing. Okay, so I sense the longing means that how he really wanted to make his writings more famous. Okay, that's the longing, right? There was an air of suppressed excitement in the house of dreams that were finally coming true. So what happened? Something is happening in the house. Okay, there was an excitement that her father might be signing up to something new and big project, so that he will become famous, through his writing, through his stories. So what is that excitement? I had a school picnic to go early one morning. So one day, no, she was about to go to a school picnic. Okay, the evening before, daddy had come to me tired from work, but took me out to buy snacks and sweets for the picnic. So that day he had gone out for some engagement, some work, and though he was very tired when he came back home, but he still took her daughter, the other, and then bought some snacks and so on to go to the school picnic the following day. The evening before, daddy had snacks and sweets for the picnic. My basket was crammed with goodies. Basket means no, bag was crammed means you put everything inside, no, all the sweets and whatever, what all things that she needs for her school picnic, right? I was bursting with joy. Usually, when you go for a picnic, you will be really happy, no? So she says, I was bursting with joy. Daddy set the alarm for 5 in the morning, ironed my clothes for the next day, and went to bed. Okay, right. Now what happened? Dad is very tired, but still he is also very happy that his daughter is going for a picnic. Okay, so he's making all things, uh, to be ready, so that the following day morning she can take them and then she can go for a picnic. Okay, so he is ironing her clothes and so on, and then everything is there, and then all of them, they go to bed. Okay, right. Now in the next part we will see what really happened.